How's it going? This is Coach Paul here. We are back on our Chalk Talk discussions. I know it's been a minute. We had some transitions. We just got really busy, and we haven't done a Chalk Talk video in a while. But we're excited, or I'm excited, to get back on this. During the time that we took a break on on doing these Chalk Talks, I've had many people reach out and say that they like watching the videos. And, in regards to the Chalk Talk, just always remember this is based on my personal experience, my personal opinions, along with the experience that on how we do these videos. It's not my way or no way. So let's get into it. We are in a season of off-season football training. And, we've talked about it time and time again, but I just feel like we have to reiterate, we have to let it sink in, and we have to realize that during off-season football, there is training involved. A lot of folks, especially here in Hawaii, we get so caught up in pylon football or 7-on-7 tournaments and all these things that go on in the off-season that we forget what the main purpose is in the off-season. So I'm not saying don't play pylon football, don't play 7-on-7 tournaments. What I'm saying is coaches tend to treat it like tackle football. And what do I mean by that? Number one, pylon football emulates tackle football none, like by any means. It doesn't emulate it. Quarterbacks have a certain time to get the ball off without a rush. They may have one time in the entire game where they get rushed. That doesn't emulate tackle football at all. There's more players on the defense than offense, that has an advantage to the defense. And defenders are able to jam, receivers more than they could in tackle football. So, and on top of it, you're not getting hit as a receiver, so it gets much easier to make spectacular catches and whatnot. But the game changes, when the pads are put on. So it's great for reps, maybe get timing with your quarterbacks and things of that nature, but it should not be a focus. And that's the thing about here in Hawaii. It gets too much of a focus, and it takes away the focus of the real training that should be done in the off season for tackle football is what ultimately we want to play in college. So, again, we shouldn't be treating it like tackle football where we're having practices 4 to 5 days a week for a tournament or for a travel team. It should literally be for fun, maybe 1 or 2 days a week of practice at the most, while allowing the kids or the athletes to still be able to get to trainings that they need to get to in order to be ready for tackle, all right? Some teams literally go on and on where they play leagues throughout the entire offseason. They travel, to the mainland to play in tournaments, and that becomes such a big focus that, I get kids all the time that even come and train here at Phase 1 Hawaii where, sorry, coach, I can't make it 1 or 2 days a week of training because I have pylon practice. And, that should never, ever be the case where, a coach doesn't allow you to come to your trainings over and go to a pylon practice. I just feel that it should be very important for a football player who plays tackle in high school that they need to get the proper training if they're willing. So I'm not saying, I say this all the time, you don't have to train at Phase 1. Train somewhere, though, where you have qualified trainers, experienced trainers who has results that allow you to better yourself in the tackle season, all right? So, like we have an extensive program where it's, I've also have people reach out to me and say, hey, I just want to do a combine. And that's fine because that's a whole nother subject. But instead of going to a big combine where you have hundreds of kids or wherever the case is, we can actually do your personal combine in the comfort of your own without being rushed and get good numbers. And, people talk about we got recruiters coming, we have seminars, it's nothing that we never did in the past years ago. It's just now, I think if you want to do an individual combine, a private combine on your own, we have it because we have a facility where we're doing that, 7 days a week. So we can schedule that. But, people are so stuck and infatuated on combines, going to big ones and all that. But they call me and they say, hey, we're getting ready for a combine. I just want to get tested just to see where we stand at a baseline, where we stand at this point, which is perfectly fine. But then I turn around and, of course, I let them know that in our off-season football training, we do the proper weight training. And yes, there is a proper weight training that's involved into getting for a tackle football season. You cannot be lifting like a power lifter. You cannot be lifting like a bodybuilder. Are there exercises and things within like a power lifter and a bodybuilder? Absolutely. But the focus isn't that. So, there's a lot more to it when it comes to sports performance, and it's not that. So we have that. We have speed training and agility training, and that's game speed, where we're getting them ready for the field and we're getting them ready for combine. So what is the baseline in this program? It's football combine. So every 4 weeks, we test the combine. Everything they do, the 40-yard dash, 5-10-5 drill, vertical jump, broad jump. We do the L drill, and we do the ball toss. And for the older guys, we actually do the bench press in max reps. So we have a baseline every 4 weeks to gauge, are we progressing, and how do we get you to progress? And I can tell you up to this point in every off season, but I can attest to especially this off season, 100% of the participants in this program have improved every single combine that they did. So you're not just walking in unsure how to do the drill. I'm just here with hundreds of kids running through drills. I get my numbers and I'm out. No, we make you progress. And we have recruiters coming to us asking, who do you have? And we have legit numbers to show for. So, I explain that to some parents and like, oh no, they do, they're lifting at home, or they go to to a commercial gym, or, this and that. I'm like, okay, cool. But just know that it's okay that we get your baseline, but we at Phase 1 want to make sure you're progressing, you know how to do the drills. We're very, what is the word? Anal, I guess, about being detailed on how to do the drills so you get better at it and it'll actually make you perform better on the field, because that's the gauge that pros use when they are looking to draft college guys. So just wanted to get that point across again here, because that's been one of the main topics that the question has come a lot, and what I see a lot of in the off season. So look, we have April that just started. We have May, June, July. In June, so that's 4 months left to prepare yourself for tackle, all right? So in June and July, we always have our morning workout sessions in the off-season football training, and it transitions to a way where it gets you fully prepared for the field so that you can still make it to your afternoon trainings and practices with your preferred high school. So 4 months left. It's not a lot of time. It's actually right around the corner to be fully ready for your football season. One more tip that we always talk about that we'll get more in depth into for your younger guys who are not in high school yet, who are middle school and below, you do not want to play 2 seasons of tackle football a year. You do not. And that will just set you up for injury or burnout and never want to play again. I've seen it. So you only see high school, college, and pro play one time in the season. And as soon as the season's done, they're right into off-season training. So why put your kid at jeopardy or your athlete at jeopardy to play 1 season in the fall and 1 season in the spring for tackle? How about we just pick one, choose one? Some parents, I say play during the fall because that's when football season really takes place. But some parents, have multiple children where they have a high school athlete playing during the fall. So during the spring, they'll have their younger athlete playing the spring ball so that it doesn't get too hectic in schedule. So, and then take the fall off and train, as you just flip-flop. What we're also adding here soon is what we specifically have done from the beginning of Phase 1. Over a decade ago, we'll start adding in our sand training. That's the icing on the cake for, our off-season football training. This is for any sport, any athlete. If you are in the off-season football training program, you become a member and you have no additional charge for these trainings. So we do the sand training, we do hill training, we do water explosive training in the pool at our facility. So we alternate. One weekend we'll do the hill, one weekend we'll do the next weekend we'll do the sand, the next time we'll do the water, and then we continuously rotate that until season, till July ends. So this will be starting soon. You want to get in. If you're already busy during the week, of course, you can do a drop-in fee on these trainings, and that's the icing on the cake, for all the trainings that you have going on. So with that said, gang, check out our website, man. We have an awesome training staff, here on board at Phase One. We have, Coach James, who specializes in our DB linebacker training. He is an IFBB pro in bodybuilding, so he's he has knowledge in nutrition and transformation for adults and athletes in all. I mean, he's multi-range, can do strength training. He's our speed training specialist, and it's just incredible to be on staff with Phase One. We can't be more blessed. We have Jason Lewis, who is back from Virginia Beach, Virginia. He was a high school All-American running back. I mean, the guy's a specimen. And he does all our running back trainings. He does one-on-one with adults. He does, private trainings as well for strength conditioning. He's also diverse and can work with any athlete, just as James has. Of course, you have myself that specializes in, wide receiver hand coordination training. I can do quarterbacks as well. And we have Brittany, who's now our softball, baseball trainer, who has, all different programs going off here in the off season or the in season for baseball and softball. You need to see her new programs. She's very knowledgeable. What I love about all of our trainings here at Phase One is that we didn't only play the sport at high level, but we also are certified trainers in strength conditioning for any sport. So we understand your movement. We can watch you as we train you in the skill and understand with your movements or your weaknesses on what we need to work on in the weight room or on the speed training. So, I don't think have the diversity anywhere else but here at Phase One. We have Coach Carson, who does our younger soccer training, Coach Kepa, who is now doing our boxing, Phase One boxing, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I love it because, in boxing, it has so much discipline. It can build confidence, of course, you self-defense and all that good stuff, and get the conditioning and fitness you need. But for football players, especially, when you have your D-line, O-linemen, your receivers, your defensive back linebackers, you do a lot of hand fighting. So this would be a great addition for these guys to jump into to get that hand-eye coordination and reaction time, with their hands. We have so many things. We have Coach Ryan doing our speed, agility, quickness. That's been our forefront from the beginning of Phase One. We have our intermediate classes at 5 o'clock, advanced classes at 6, Monday through Thursday. We have our football skills training on Saturdays for the younger guys, ages 7 to 11. We have our quarterback training on Saturdays for ages 8 to 11, and Sunday, as Thursdays at 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Actually, I take that back. Thursdays from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. We usually go to about 8:30. We have our wide receiver training for ages 12 and up and a quarterback training for 12 and up. And I love it because I'll get into that. Sunday, we have the same thing going on at 5 p.m. for ages 12 and up. And we usually go for about an hour, hour and a half. But what we do is Coach Kevin Wilson works with our quarterbacks, and he works on their footwork. He works on, quarterback IQ, just knowing the game better with their rollouts, what to read. They use nets for accuracy. And in the wide receiver training, I work with those guys. We work on getting their get-offs. Sometimes I watch a lot of these guys. They watch too much YouTube videos or Instagram videos of athletes where they think they can do the same thing, but they can't because they're not knowledgeable of how it's really done on the get-offs, their stance as well, their route running being more precise, and of course, hand-eye coordination is really my big forte. And if you can't catch it, it doesn't matter how fast or good of a route you run. So hand-eye coordination drills. Now, at the end of each session, for about 20 to 30 minutes, we bring that together where the quarterbacks can go live with the receivers. And that way, we're going live. They're working with different guys and their age groups, and it's a good energy that is created out there. So we have that going on. You got to get on board on that. We have Jason's running back academy or training academy that goes on every Saturday, 9 a.m. is ages 7 to 11, and 10 o'clock to 11 is ages 12 and up. So just a lot of good stuff going on, guys. We're excited. Here soon, our football field is going to be complete by this summer. We're going to have our own flag football, 7-on-7 leagues, soccer tournaments, just a whole lot of good. Our training is going to go to a whole new level when this happens. So we can't be more blessed, more excited for what's going on here in phase one. And sorry for taking up your time. I hope that gains some knowledge, and just wanted to promote everything that's going on here because we're really excited to work with the community and just helping you reach your goals. We always say your goals is our goals. It's not the other way around. So with that said, gang, y'all be blessed. Have a great Easter weekend, and we'll see you all soon. Check us out on Instagram, Phase One Hawaii, and give us a follow, and give us a comment or shout out. Follow us and subscribe here on YouTube, and share the word. All right, guys. Peace.